But I would say that in current era of StarCraft, like herO is undoubtedly one of the like top 2 Protoss in the world. Some would say top 1 Protoss in the world right now. And he is like holding on to that mantle. He's looking like quite dominant in comparison to all the other players, compared to back in the day, where back in the day there was a little more competition, and it was like harder to stand out. I think maybe that's like the best way to put it. Just because, especially as a Protoss player, back in the day there were a lot of Korea used to be the land of the Protoss. A lot of top tier Protoss players back in the day, and yeah, as a result it was difficult to really distinguish yourself amongst the rest. Regardless, we are getting into this. We are getting into our first game of the grand finals, and spawning in the top right hand corner of Solaris, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing CranKy Gaming. It is Dark. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Protoss player representing CranKy Gaming. It is herO. Catch you on chat. herO plays like the only defense is offense. True. You're not wrong, Papi. Very true. As we are here in the finals. I mostly remember the previous herO. Fair. For now, it's going to be a standard opener out of Dark, Hatch, Gas Pool, going for the unnatural natural. So herO just making Dark a little bit uncomfortable in the early game. It is going to give herO a slight advantage if herO were to go for something like a Twilight Council opener, which he has done in the past. But I expect a Stargate, you know, I expect the early game to be relatively normal between these two players. It's a little bit afterwards where things really start to spice up. No, Rowdy! Oh my god, Esther out. Mate, I gave you like a warning ahead of time. I told you when the predictions went live. Esther Rowdy. Shaking my head. Feel what are you gonna do with the house now? What are you what to be done with the house? You gotta put it on something. Time to open up some table tennis. Time to... Oh my god, okay. As I mentioned before, when you do force an unnatural natural like this, you do expose your opponent a little bit more to something like Glaive Adepts and like a Twilight Council opener. As I was saying that earlier though, I was like, no, yeah, but it should still be Stargate. Like, it should still be standard. Never mind. It is a Twilight Council opener out of herO, so far more aggressive. We'll keep an eye on things. This could be Glaive Adepts if we pull out a gas. This could be a Dark Shrine opener into an Archon drop as well. herO does have options. Bearing in mind that on this map there is no ramp coming into the natural, so it is that much more vulnerable of a position to hold on to. Robo is thrown down already, and this is looking like a Dark Shrine opener, but I'll keep my eyes on herO here to see how he does bring this all together. Yep, there it is. A Dark Shrine is thrown down. We did not pull out of gases, and obviously we didn't prioritize any upgrade on that researching or on the Twilight Council as well. So it is going to be a DT opener. Now this doesn't have to do damage. Again, the power of a DT opener, one, the DTs, they could end the game, don't get me wrong, like Dark Templar, they could straight up end it all. But if they don't do too much damage, they can morph into Archons, and then you can hunt down Overlords, you can trade against the Lings and the drones, even the Queens. You have a little bit more flexibility with this opener for map control. There are layers to this, I should say. As you see, Dark poking and prodding, just droning on up, saturating his bases. He's getting a safety spore in his main. We have a safety spore here at the at the third base as well. Dark, of course, did see the initial Stalker opener, and he saw Warp Gate finishing up as well, so he knows it's not a Stargate at least. He knows it isn't a Stargate. Roaches are already on the way. Very early Roach Horn here from Dark. Oh my god. But there is no detection at this third, and herO could go right for it. Dark, he does see the Shimmer, or at least the Overlord does. DTs are waddling on in. Lair is on the way. Blink for those DTs. Oh my god. As they reveal themselves, the first queen goes down, and we can go straight for the hatchery. And I believe we are going to be seeing a kill on this hatchery. We go for... Oh my god, we're actually going for the spore. And we will not get it. Whew. Dark will hold. Hatchery survives. He does lose a queen. He loses 2 queens and a drone. Sorry, 2 queens and a ling. But Dark does hold on to his base. I'm just shocked to see that hero's doubling down. Shadow Stride, Blink for DTs is on the horizon here. Something you do not see this early on. Ling's going for a big counterattack, but there are zealots in position. They're going to be able to hold on as long as they maintain themselves. The DTs are just looking for another way in. Now, I wonder if this raises suspicions for Dark, because these DTs, they should be Archons. At this point, they should have morphed into Archons, so it's very surprising to see that herO is still being very adamant with them. Overseer does come out. And Shadow Stride does complete. God, that's a lot of DTs. Oh my god, and we are, yeah, revealing Blink. 1 DT, I think, goes down. Less than ideal here for herO as he warps in more DTs in the main. That's a lot of Dark Templar. And I'm just not entirely convinced that this is going to work. We have an army here at the 3rd. We have an army in the main base. The natural is a little bit more exposed, but yeah, the detection is able to keep up, and Dark is just swatting this away. And behind this, herO is falling a bit behind. The reason why I say that, I mean, sure, he's on 3 bases, and he's got a decent economy, but herO doesn't have charge loss, he doesn't have Blink Stalkers. His army is worse for wear. He does have an Immortal in production, but he is quite vulnerable to this attack. As here we go. Dark is just sending a mass amount of roaches across the map. He cut workers at 48. He has not joined up any further. Dark is going for a massive counterattack to punish the opener of herO. He morphs in a massive amount of Archons. Is that enough? First Archon does go down, overcharges Popper. We are just diving on forward regardless. There's just too much DPS, too many roaches. The Immortals go down. Only 1 Archon survives. Another Immortal's going to be falling as well. Oh, the hot pickup. The micro out of herO. He does keep his Immortal alive, but he loses 14 workers in the process. We have more reinforcements coming across the map. Dark is still very committed. As he's attempting to juggle here, but he loses every single one of his shield batteries. Go to kiting out of Dark, just pulling back that Archon. And again, we've seen some really good stuff here from herO when it comes to controlling that Immortal. Second Immortal joins the fray, and it looks like herO, can he hold on? Up. He's desperately microing, but he's already lost 21 workers. herO is still ahead, by the way. He's still ahead in workers. But Lings are coming in to reinforce, and herO, he's running out of units. He's running out of steam. He's down to 2 Immortals. And yeah, those 2 Immortals are all he has left. Pylon goes down, denying the warp in, denying some of the warp in at least. But hey, herO forces this back. Impressive. A very impressive defense. It wasn't for free though. It was quite costly. Behind this, now Dark is finally droning. He's saturating his natural. Spire is on the way for Mutas. Mutas would be a good answer to this because there's no Blink Stalkers, there's no Phoenixes. We have potential for Archons, but at the moment, very little shoots up. Only the sentries. And yeah, from here, Dark is going to be able to enjoy himself. herO, I mean, again, he shouldn't die to any kind of follow-up roach push anytime soon, especially now with a 4th Immortal. That's a lot of Immortals. And what I will say is that there's going to be a window where potentially herO could be the one that pushes out. Does have a lot of sentries, does have those 4 Immortals. And if Dark, because Dark is banking up resources here for Mutas, that could kill him. Unless the Mutas pop out. And here we go. Now it is going to be herO's turn to push out. with 5 immortals. Again, he can annihilate a roach army. But we have 10 mutas on the way, and the only thing that shoots up are these sentries. Oh. Here we go. Can herO pull this off? Can he do enough damage here? Can he justify this attack before the mutas clean him up? Good force fields already. Slicing up the army. The mutas, they dive on that war prism as well. Yeah. The mutas, they shut down the prism. Zealots are gaining ground. The roach army is crumbling. But with the prism going down, oh, actually, the prism does go down. We can focus on the sentries and everything else. Dark completely cleans this up. And Dark is looking to take a lead in this series. GG gets called. Dark takes game number 1. GG. Oh, just doing a little bit too much damage with his follow-up, or I should actually bring it back a little bit further. herO doubling down on those Dark Templar, investing into Blink, and let's be honest, those Blink DTs didn't do much at all. The Blink wasn't really too impactful. There wasn't a moment when the DTs were able to like dive on an army or get on top of a spore crawler and kill a mineral line. It was a really risky maneuver out of herO to invest as hard as he did and to double down on those Dark Templar, and it was just not worth it in the end, and that did leave him vulnerable to a massive Roach counterattack. And the Roach counterattack didn't kill him. I'll be honest, any lesser Protoss would have died. Let's be real, any lesser Protoss player would have died to that Roach push, but herO's juggling was so damn good. Keeping those immortals alive, barely. They were deep in the red when it comes to HP, but he was just microing his heart out. He survived the attack, which again, you know, give us Classic, give us Showtime, give us any other Protoss, and they probably would have died in that position. But alas, Dark was thinking further ahead, and the mutas, they were the checkmate move that Dark needed. And with that, we are getting into game number 2, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing CranKy Gaming, leading the series 1-0. It is Dark. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss, also representing CranKy Gaming, down in this series, but it's a best of 5. Plenty of games are ahead of us. It is herO. And kids, this is why you don't do Blink DT. I mean, no one does it. That's maybe I should have put a little bit more emphasis on that, but like that is not done. Blink DT, like to research Blink that early on for those Dark Templar, like that is very out of the norm, which I appreciate. You know, that also shows us again that herO, he's willing to think outside the box. He's willing to go for these like weird and quirky builds. A lot of them he comes up with himself. He does, you know, he's a bit of an innovator, and I think that's what I love most and appreciate most about herO, outside of his control and his micro, is that, again, he is willing to be a pioneer when it comes to, like, adventuring out and exploring these new builds and exploring these new play styles. That's why he was able to shape the meta last year when he did, you know, re-debut after finishing his military service. His comeback, if you will. And that continues to be the case. Does continue to be the case. And behind this, we are getting into our standard openers. We do have a Stargate this time, so much more standard here out of herO. You do love to see it. Do appreciate it. Stargate is on the way, should be for oracles. Behind this, herO should be looking to expand as well and take a third base, and we should be seeing a much more standard mid-game between these players as well. Meanwhile, Dark is just taking his third. Hatch gas pool. Pulls out of gas here once he gets 100 for Ling speed. And yeah, everything is looking as it should. Of course, herO is going to be a little bit aggressive with his initial adepts. The adepts shouldn't get much done. We have the queens in position. We have a couple of lings ready for them as well. But we'll see if herO is able to catch Dark off guard and catch a couple of workers. Yeah, what's happening in the chat? Yo, imagine not wanting to be pressed by Dark. What? Where's the copy pasta, Bobby? Where's the copy pasta? Dark, tie me up, Bobby. Tie me up. It's beautiful. You're all animals. As Lings are going to be just checking that third base. Confirming, of course, that herO is expanding. Oracles have hit the field. Going to be getting across the map. And Dark is in position. He's got 2 queens here at his third. We've got 1 queen here in the main. Dark actually going for a very fast lair. Oh my. That is a sub 4-minute lair timing. So I'm curious as to what Dark is going to bring to the table here. How many queens do we have? Only 4 queens for now. We are taking additional gases. Look, typically when Dark takes a fast lair, we're seeing like a Nidus all in. But Dark is droning. He's saturating his bases. He may just be going for a very safe opener with a fast Overseer to scout. Or with 3 gases. 4 gases even. Are we going to rush Hydras? I mean, there have been changes to the Hydra. Here we go. Oracle does dive into the natural. Gets 1 drone before being fended off. We did see Hydras last night from Raynor as well with a very similar build. This could also be Spire Tech. There it is! Let's go! Oh my god! So, as soon as I saw the 3 gases in the fast lair, like, in my brain, I was like, this kind of looks like what Miyamika does. And it's like, oh, let's go. We are rushing into Hydras, and this has been rising in popularity these past couple of days in the new patch. A couple of the top Zerg players have been doing this in this matchup. This is ideal against Blink Stalker transitions, and it is going to be Blink and +1 out of herO. This is a really risky thing to do, but remember, we do have these upgrades being quite a bit cheaper here now, so it is now far easier to go into Hydras as your starting tech here in ZVP in the new patch. So here we go, Hydras are on the way. Likewise, herO has no idea. He did see the fast lair. So the fast lair is a bit of a tell. It could be a Spire, it could be Nidus, could be Hydras. I'm sure herO, he's kind of going through the options as he's trying to shut down the detection, but the Hydras are already upon us. Dark cutting workers here at 50, taking 4 gases in total, barely saturating his third base and just flooding across the map with Ling Hydra. What do we have at home to defend? We have a shield battery, we have an overcharge, we have a couple of stalkers. But again, stalkers are not ideal against this army. Stasis traps are being thrown down, and they will go off. Decent stasis traps, and they will force Dark back. He needs to wait a little bit longer. Ooh, a big supply block out of Dark. 6 overlords on the way. Ay. That supply block may just kill Dark, as he's heavily delayed. 20 more Lings in production. Overcharge is about to run out, but we need those Lings. Again, Hydras are quite fragile. We need Lings to support, to help buffer, to soak those hits. And Dark is droning. Ay. Dark, it looks like he has missed his timing. He only makes a single drone though. He's still committed overall, but he's being forced back. herO now going for his own counterattack. The momentum swinging in favor of the Protoss. Now what's important though is that Dark didn't throw away any Hydras. He didn't throw them away. He still preserves them for this defense. We have Hydra speed about to kick in. Dark can still deal with this army. He's getting ready for a surround. Hoping for herO to overextend. There we go. hero's going to be pushing in from the right-hand side. Sage traps are thrown down behind this as well. The Lings, they do engage. Oh, decent stasis traps covering some of these Hydras. But Dark is going to force this back, taking down a lot of Stalkers. Again, there's just so much DPS in these Hydras. As soon as the Lings get cleaned up, Dark backs off. Yet he doesn't want to throw any Hydras away. Looking at the unit cells, you can see here, not a single Hydra has died this game. Only Lings and drones. Oof, big stasis trap does go off. Behind this, herO is just trying to establish himself. He's getting more shield batteries to defend. Even another shield battery on the way. Overcharge is ready for this. And now Dark is committed. Now he's going to be losing some Hydras. Oof. Rough losses there for Dark. Dark is getting ready to come in from multiple angles for that full surround. There is a safe trap behind this. And the longer this goes on, the better it is for herO. Dark, he has to end this. He does depower the Robo, but a couple too many Hydras are going down. Good blink here out of herO, getting on top of the Hydras on the right-hand side. Dark trying desperately to push on through. He does zone herO away from the third base. But the Disruptor has arrived. The first Nova can go off. And herO, he is barely breaking on through, but we blink on top of the Hydras. herO's defending on the right-hand side, but he gets into the mineral line. 17 probes go down. That is the damage that Dark was looking for. He annihilates the mineral line at the third base. That is the bare minimum that Dark needed. But he lost so many Hydras. Looking at the units lost tab, 41 Hydras went down. Dark was very all in. And I'll be honest, a lot of that may have just come down to the supply block. The fact that the first push wasn't able to break this position. From that moment, herO was more or less in the driver's seat. And now Dark has a lot of recovering to do. He's saturating his third, working on his Evo chambers. He's on 0-0. herO working on +2. And he's building up his Colossus count. Now, this isn't impossible for Dark. I would almost want Dark to throw down a Lurker Den at this point. Just to rush into Lurker Tech. He at least killed the Bay. He killed the Robotics Bay, so we are actually delaying Colossus production by quite a lot, and Disruptor production as well. So there is a bit of a saving grace here for Dark. It means that this army is going to take a while to really get going. I think a Robo died alongside it. So Dark has some breathing room here to recover. He's getting a fourth. Saturating his bases. Still relying on Pureling Hydra. And herO, upon recognizing that he can't really build up his splash damage and build up his Colossus count, he just backs off and takes a fourth. On par with the fourth base here of Dark. The Colossus count is slowly getting higher. And for the time being, herO is happy to sit back. He's going to be active with these Stalkers, and hopefully he's not too adventurous with them. As he's poking onto creep, getting eyes on any potential bases. There's that Lurker Den that we were talking about. I'm concerned that the Lurker Den is too late, though. I feel like we needed to rush into this, and here we go. The push is upon us with 2 Colossus and a Disruptor. And we have only Ling Hydra to defend. A good concave, though. A good position for Dark. He's setting up a surround. He catches 1 Colossus. 1 Colossus does go down. We're looking to collapse on this army, but we have force fields. The Nova. Oh, it takes down 2 Hydras. That 1 Disruptor barely survives. But herO is forced away. And Dark is barely surviving long enough to get into that Lurker Den. But did I speak too soon? Because herO, he's rotating around. He's looking for another way in. Runs into a massive wall of Hydra. Oh my god. How many Hydras do we have? 31 Hydras. Still less than what we've built this game, but 31 nonetheless. herO is getting his 4th base up and running. Again, because hero's expanding and because he's taking up even further, herO doesn't have to push in. herO doesn't have to break his opponent. And he can't anyway because here we go, the lurkers have arrived. We mentioned this earlier that sometimes Dark, he is looking the best when he does come from behind, and he was behind this game. He still is, I would say, but Dark is now maxing out on Ling Hydra Lurker. But Dark hasn't thrown down an Infestation Pit. He's not taking up the Hive Tech. This is just a Lair Tech army. So if herO takes a defensive position, if he throws down some Stargates and starts working towards Sky Toss, then he can, of course, outscale his opponent. But Dark is maxed, and he's looking for damage. Here we go. He splits up his forces. He's got Lings on the left-hand side. He's got his Hydras over towards the right. Lings are caught out by these Stalkers, but who really gets caught out because the Lurkers come in from behind? Oh, good snipes though from herO. He takes down 2 of those Lurkers. Again, Dark being hyper aggressive. He wants to try to break herO here and now. But he just cannot do it. The defenses are looking too strong. And herO holds. And this should be a sign for Dark to throw down an Infestation Pit, but he's not stopping. He is not stopping. There is that Flea Beacon. herO recognizes that, okay, I should be transitioning towards Sky Toss. I should be working towards the next step. Nova does go off. Oh, storms have hit the field. Again, we have all 3 forms of splash damage. We have Storm, we have Colossus, we have Disruptors, and Archons as well. But herO's a little bit out of position. Dark is trying to pull him apart. He gets on top of one of the Colossus, but he loses too much in the process. Yeah, Dark, he's bleeding out far too much at this point. And again, Dark is pretty all in. He's only on 60 workers. He was hoping to end the game, and he does get a couple of workers here. He slips into the 3rd base. But killing this mineral line is not enough. He's gonna get a Disruptor. Up. Almost. Yeah, these 2 lurkers are the— oh my god! Dark! herO! Where's the detection? Ay. herO, calm down. The Lings, they somehow make their way into the natural. They get into the main at the same time. Hydra Ling hitting this 4th base. Dark is pulling apart his opponent. He's getting a lot done. A surprising amount done. But Dark still isn't transitioning. That's the problem. Dark is still very all in. He's still very just committed here. Bleeding out a couple too many Hydras back across the map. He's going to try and catch these Stalkers. Does actually catch quite a lot of them. But yeah, GG gets called. herO holds, and herO will tie up the series 1-1, forcing or getting into Game 3. GG. Oh. GG. Oh god, Dark, hyper aggressive this game, going for a very fast lair. As a reminder, I think it was a 3-minute 50 lair timing, if I remember correctly. Around 3-minute 50. Very early on, taking his gases, rushing into Hydras. I do think though that the early supply block with the first attack from Dark really did save herO. Or maybe just assisted herO quite a lot. It did slow down Dark. If you remember, Dark made 6 Overlords to break out of that, and Dark could not reinforce with Lings. It delayed his attack. It gave herO more time to set up with shield batteries with his 3 bases, and herO survived the first attack. And after that, it was Dark on the back foot. He knew that he was on the back foot. He had the option to try to turtle up and go to the late game. Instead, he doubled down. He maxed out on Ling Hydra Lurker on Lair Tech, and he did damage. Don't get me wrong, he somehow was able to get into mineral lines and kill workers, yes, but he was never able to deal with the main army of herO. There was still a lot of pressure on Dark to do even more damage, to do crippling damage by killing a base, at least killing a base, and he was unable to do so. As a result, herO held on, herO survived, and now we're getting into game number 3. Let's go. Oh. Ay, ay, ay. And game 3 is going to be on hard lead. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of hard lead, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing CranKy Gaming. It's the red Zerg. It is Dark. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Protoss player representing CranKy Gaming. Tying up the series 1-1 in that last game, it is herO. And with that, we're getting into our opener so far. Nothing too crazy here, nothing too crazy. Have you not seen what herO did to Cure? Yeah, it's been quite aggressive. It's been quite aggressive tonight. I mean, herO and Dark are typically aggressive players, as we even saw in that last game, or as we've been seeing this entire tournament. It's been a lot of good fun. Always a blast to cover them. But for now, things are going to be calming down a little bit. I don't expect Dark to go for that Hydra Rush again. Another reason as to why we saw that last game is because the rush distance by ground on Oceanborn is very short. Golden Aura as well, but that's the look. We'll get to Golden Aura when we get there. And yeah, I'm sure that all led into the all-in that Dark was going for. Alas, for now, things are going to be calming down, and we are in a tied series. We are in that tied series. Whew. We'll see what kind of tech of choice herO goes for. With this pylon being a little bit further out, this is looking like a Stargate opener. Otherwise, the pylon would have been thrown down a little bit further back to hide the initial tech. There it is. Stargate is on the way here from herO. Should be for oracles, should be for an eventual third base. Meanwhile, it's important to keep an eye on Dark as well, on when he decides to pull back into gas and how he spends that gas, to see if he does end up going for a fast lair, as he's already working through these rocks. Interesting. Rocks are being worked on. Again, if we do see a fast lair, depending on the gases that are taken, depending on the queens that are out, it doesn't have to be a Hydra Rush, but we have seen Ling Queen Nidus all-ins in this matchup. We have seen some Roach all-ins with Queen drops as well. There is a lot available if we do end up with a fast lair. For now though, oracles are on the way. The Stalker has been revealed, and this is going to be keeping Dark in the dark a little bit longer, taking control of the natural. Warp Gate is on the way. Oh god, just realized, as Dark does go for a really fast Roach Warren. Okay, sorry, I was mesmerized by the killing of the rocks. Oracle comes in for some economic damage. 2 workers go down, but this is a very fast Roach Warren out of Dark. This was again sub 4 minutes, which is typically something you do not see, especially against a Stargate opener. There's no reason to get a Roach Warren this early on. Meanwhile, behind this, herO is rushing into a Fleet Beacon, into a second Stargate. This is looking like either a Tempest Rush or a Carrier Rush out of herO. So things are popping off. The queen count, still only 5 queens, but we are slowly working on this creep highway, and I am concerned for herO. He just got the Roach Warren. Very important. The Roach Warren has been spotted. Shield Battery gets thrown down. The Queen Walk is upon us. Dark, he's going to be sending everything through the center of the map as quickly as possible. And herO needs to defend. Tempest is on the way. We have one Shield Battery, a second pylon as well to keep everything powered. herO does not expand. He doesn't go for a third base. So far, herO, he's seen everything he needs to. He's preparing back at home. It's all about the execution. The execution and the fact that herO, he only has Tempest to defend. Like, he hasn't teched up in any other direction. Does cancel his third. And here comes Dark. Now, Dark hasn't scouted the fleet beacon. He doesn't know that a Tempest is about to reveal itself. There we go, the Tempest has arrived. Dark is on more of a timer. He's got to pull this off. The Queens, of course, they cannot touch it. This Tempest doing free damage here to the army, but the Biles, they connect, and they take down the Shield Battery. Up. There we go. They take down the Shield Battery. The wall has been broken, and Dark is flooding on in. It is unfortunate that this is the tech that herO was working on, because Tempest, they can kill everything, yes, but they have a very low attack rate. It takes them a long time to kill Lings and to kill Roaches. Cybercore is going down. We are flooding more Lings across the map. The wall has been breached and will stay breached. As Dark hasn't done economic damage yet, but now he is. Now the Lings, they get into the mineral line. The Roaches, the Ravagers as well. With the Cybercore falling, we cannot warp in Stalkers or Adepts, only Zealots. And herO has lost his mineral line. 17 workers go down. He still has a couple workers left. He has 4 Tempests. What's important? herO lives. herO survived, and now he can counterattack. He's sending his Tempest across the map. Dark has to do whatever he can to force herO to turn around, because Dark does not have an answer. He does not have an answer to these Tempests. Uh-oh. And here we go. Darky gets across the map. The Tempests do not turn around. Dark, he has to cripple the bases here of herO. He has to end the game with this Link Flood. Meanwhile, back at home, we have more Queens on the way, more Spores on the way. Dark does get into the main. He depowers the Stargates. And again, can Dark kill the economy of herO before Dark dies? As again, it's going to take the Tempest a long time to work their way through all these bases. More Lings are coming in. Oh, they were stuck on the buildings. They do get into the mineral line. A couple more probes are going down, but it's not enough. GG gets called. herO holds. The Tempest reigns supreme, and herO takes game number 3. GG. Oh. Again, blind all in out of Dark. Did not know what he was running into, and herO just happened to be going into Tempest production. And as we saw, the Tempests were able to clean up the army for the most part and go for a counterattack. And there was so much more onus on Dark to end the game then and there, to cripple the economy, but he just wasn't able to. Killing the natural mineral line wasn't enough. He had to do even more than that. And again, no answer for the Tempest. GG. GG, well played. With that, herO takes a lead in this series. He does take a lead. One more game is all herO needs to become this week's KSL champion. Tempest Rush. Yes, for those who maybe haven't been watching Korean Starcraft recently, herO, Classic, Australia, a lot of the Korean Protosses, not Creator, but Nightmare has as well. They have been rushing fleet beacons in this matchup, not in every game, of course, but you know, they have been mixing it in. It has been quite trendy from the Korean Protosses. And what I should emphasize, though, that usually when they rush for that fleet beacon, it is carriers. So it was unique for herO to come out with those Tempests. Was unique to see. And again, of course, Dark didn't know what he was running into. And here we go. We're getting into our next game. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of site Delta, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing CranKy Z Gaming. Down in this series, he needs to fight back. Here and now, it is Dark. And spawning in the top left, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player representing CranKy Gaming. One game away from becoming this week's champion. It is herO. Australia, the Korean Protoss. Exactly. I mean, I bring up Australia because if you, for those who are unaware, Australia is living in Korea, so he's influenced by the meta of the Korean players, or at least I like to think so in some way. I like to think so. I haven't seen Creator do it though. He's the only one that I haven't seen rush into flea peeking, but Creator usually does his own thing. He's a very unique player who usually likes to walk his own path when it comes to, you know, his builds and his play style, which is also why I appreciate Creator quite a lot. It's very unique, very unique. Regardless, we are getting into this, and so far, ooh, gate expand out of here. More of an economic opener here from our Protoss. Likewise, Dark going for a hatch gas pool. Sorry, hatch gas pool from Dark. So standard opener once again. There's no 12 pull. We have seen Dark 12 pull even proxy hatch in this matchup, but Side Delta is not a map that is the best for proxy hatches. There is a ramp coming into the natural. It's that much more defensible, not as much room to kind of utilize, and yeah, it can be difficult to be overly aggressive in the early game here on Side Delta. So Dark just going for a standard opener, just going to be droning on up. And really our eyes are on, I mean, our eyes are on everyone, right? Everyone's been popping off. You know, herO, he's been rushing into Sky Toss, he's been going DTs into Blink. Dark, likewise, Hydra rushing, or even the last game going for a Queen Walk across the map. The rush distance by ground on Side Delta is longer. It is longer, so it is unlikely that we're going to be seeing a Queen Walk on this map. If we do see an all-in like that, it's probably going to be a Queen drop, where we invest into some dropper lords and we just rush the Queens across the map that way instead. There are other ways to do it, definitely. But now that Dark is down in this series, I'm sure he's going to be taking a different approach to this game. So we are going to be coming to the shade, and one Ling goes down. We're going to get the second Ling as well. Can we get some drones? Up! Up! There we go. One drone. Good pickoff here from herO, as he does escape with that Adept. Meanwhile, Dark just making a flood of Lings, is looking to gain map control, is looking to delay that third base. The Stargate has been revealed to this Overlord, so Dark is fully aware of what herO is up to. As the Oracle gets across the map and is looking for some damage. We already have a Spore in position, a Queen as well. That won't stop here from trying to get a drone, and he will get one. We'll get a second. As herO is getting economic damage, though, Dark is delaying the third base. He's being active with his Lings. He's forcing herO to, you know, leave something back at home. As, oh, we have a very interesting follow-up. It's going to be a delayed Twilight Council. We have a Forge and a Robo. Okay. So this could lead into a couple of different things, as herO does find another drone here at the third base. He's going to take a lot of hits though, a bit of an overextension from herO. He will escape with his life. This could lead into a couple of different directions. This could be just a very tech-heavy style, but no, sentries are morphed in. This could be a bit of an all-in out of herO. We can start Immortal production really early on and hit a timing with +1. The other thing that this could be is, again, very tech-heavy, where we throw down a fast Robotics Bay and a second Robo to get into double Colossus production. It could be one or the other, but I'm feeling Immortals. We'll see. Oh, God. Not even going to be in order. We're going for a Prism first here from herO to be a little bit more active on the map. The Oracles likewise are still vying for some damage. They get 5 drones in total. Looking at the units, lost tab again. We do see herO being very meticulous with his army. not losing anything and getting 5 drones and 2 lings. And as I mentioned before, we could go one of 2 ways, either really early immortal production into an all-in, or very tech heavy. And there it is, Robotics Bay is on the way for fast Colossus and Disruptors. This should be coinciding with a second robo as well, but we'll see. We shall see. As Dark is just trying to fortify his bases, joining up, saturating his third. Taking his gases. You'll see Dark just trying to be a little bit annoying with these lings, but alas, herO is in position. Isn't going to be losing anything other than the Oracle, as the Oracle does go down. Good maneuvering there from Dark. Behind this, he's got his Roach worn out. He's setting up, Ling Roach for the time being. Interesting that we're working on +1 range instead of +1 melee. Oh, and we see why. We are going straight into Hydras and an Infestation Pit for Hive Tech and Lurkers. Okay. So it looks like Dark has recognized that his opponent's being very tech heavy. I'm concerned though. I'm still concerned for Dark because I'm pretty sure herO is going to push out first. I mentioned before that I expected a second robo. Because we aren't seeing a second robo, I think herO may even move out with his first Colossus. This is just really interesting to me. Extended Thermal Lance is on the way. We have a second Colossus in production. I imagine we won't be attacking without Extended Thermal Lance, so we're going to be waiting a little bit longer. This is going to be giving Dark time to get into his Hive. Hive is on the way. He's checking for a 4th base. +2 in production as well. The Hydras are on the way. We don't have a Lurker Den yet, I believe. We don't have it yet, and okay, so herO is taking things slow. I was concerned that we still didn't have a 4th base from the Protoss, but now it's finally being taken. This is a late 4th, but a 4th nonetheless, and here he's taking up even further into a Temple Archive, so Dark is getting away with this. Dark has correctly identified that herO is being very tech heavy, which means he's being very defensive. He's not attacking, he's not moving out anytime soon, and Dark is taking advantage of herO by rushing into Hive, rushing into Vipers, into eventually Lurkers, into a 5th base. So again, I was a little bit apprehensive. I was a little bit concerned for Dark, but he accurately read that herO is just defending back at home, and Dark is taking up so much. There's that Lurker Den that we were talking about. Now that the Hive is done, we can get into Vipers. 5th base is being taken. We can saturate it as well. Dark, he can drone up to 80, and he's spreading his creep. Dark has full map control. So really nice reaction here and really nice reading the situation from Dark. I would give the advantage to Dark actually. He's, I would say, ahead in tech. He's ahead in he's soon to be ahead in economy once he saturates his bases. He has map control, and herO's stuck at home. And even though herO's going to be building up towards a good Colossus count and Storm and all this stuff, because Dark already has Lurkers on the way, Dark is kind of surpassing the tech here of herO. Dark, he's throwing away roaches, but he wants to throw them away. He needs to free up supply for Lurkers. Groove Spines in production. That was a good trade for herO. Good read of the situation now from herO. We have +1 air attack on the way. We should be seeing a fleet beacon, and there it is, Stargate and a fleet beacon. herO is going into Sky Toss. But is it too late? Because Dark is getting into his Lurker tech first. How many Vipers do we have? 2 Vipers, already full of energy. Dark is going to have a pretty intense assault, and he's going to be looking to reset that Colossus count and push on through. herO, he's looking very solid here at his 3rd and his 4th base. His natural is a little bit more exposed, and Dark could try to push through the center. For now, though, he's going for the edge bases. He's going for the 4th. Cannons are going down. Storm will zone away Dark for the time being. But the Lurkers are going ham on this wall. The Vipers are just waiting for their moment. Waiting to yoink those Colossus, and there we go. One gets caught. First Colossus goes down. We have 2 left. And Dark already has a Spire on the way. Second Colossus goes down. 1 does remain, and we only have 1 High Templar left with energy. As Dark is slowly gaining ground, Tempests are in production from herO. They're on the way. Here we go. 2 more High Templar show up. Colossus taking a lot of hits, and here Dark, he wants it. He gets it. He gets the final Colossus. The only thing stopping him are those storms, but the Tempests finally arrive. The first 2 Tempests have made it, but Dark is snowballing out of control. Oh my god, big spine shots go off, big lurker shots go off. And Dark is taking control of this base. At the same time, we do have a Zealot run by over towards the right hand side. It is getting a lot of damage done, to be fair. But herO loses his 4th. And now he's down to 3 bases. That is all that Dark needed to do. His reinforcements will clean up these Zealots, and Dark, he can go back home. He can waddle back home. Corruptors are already on the way. herO tried to go for a backstab, but Queens are in position. And again, when it comes to the early game, Dark, like really, I don't know how, but really early on, he recognized that he could get away with taking up very heavily, and he did. Now that Tempest count is getting quite high. We should also put some emphasis on that. We're making 3 Tempests at a time. So this army from herO is becoming quite terrifying. His economy is lacking, yes, but his army less so. And here we go. Dark is bringing everything together. Now, when it comes to his Vipers, he does want to yoink those Tempests. He does want to catch them if possible. As Dark rotates around towards the 3rd base. Big spine shots are going off. Again, Dark, oh, does take a couple of Tempest shots to the face. Oh, 1 Viper goes down. Again, the Tempests do outrange this army. And Dark does pull back. He did, you know, cut a path through some of these cannons. Speaking of, herO is getting this 4th base back up and running. He's thinking about taking a 5th. Dark is rotating around. He's working on a +2 air attack now. The Corruptor is slowly getting stronger. Ooh, herO a bit out of position. He's not going to be punished too hard for it. Ooh, good feedbacks. One of these Tempests is going to go down. But again, good use of those High Templar. Zoning away Dark. A good storm as well. But oh my god, these lurkers are just going ham on this base. As the armies dance together, the base itself is under threat. And here we go, Dark, he dives in. Oh, but he's zoned away by the storms. He can't quite get on top of the Tempest. He's trying. Oh, he dives on forward. He's going to take some massive storms to the face. He gets 1 Tempest. I don't think that was worth it for Dark, as he loses far too many Corruptors. And Dark will not get the base. Will he? Oh, he will. The base will barely go down. Oh. But that was an expensive trade for Dark, and now herO is going for a big counterattack. I don't know if that was worth it for our Zerg player. He lost a lot of his lurkers. Dark is down to 1 lurker, which means this ground army can push through. Yeah, we can see Dark try to engage here. He's going to dive on top of the Tempest. Good power bomb on top of the Tempest as well. Queens are coming in to support, to transfuse whatever they can. And it looks like the Tempests are going down. A great split here from the Corruptors. They avoid the splash damage of the Archons. And Dark somehow resets the Tempest count. I'm honestly I'm pretty impressed. I thought herO had too much, but the splits from Dark, Papi. The splits, the power bombs, everything coming together. And Dark holds. And now he's able to take advantage of his bases, of his economy. He's going to be rebuilding his lurkers. And he now doesn't have to worry about that mass Tempest army. Ooh. +3 air attackers on the way. And Dark on a relatively lower worker count, but, you know, still mining very efficiently from his bases. He's already got +3 for his lurkers as well. Now, Corruptors aren't amazing against Void Rays, but Vipers are. Void Rays, they're very prone to bunching up, and Vipers can take advantage of that with their power bombs. We do have the Mothership come out. It's -300 nowadays, right? -300, -300. If I'm not mistaken. It is now cheaper than it once was, and is smaller as well. It feels bad, man. We don't have the same memes anymore, Smurge. And it's honestly a pretty good unit nowadays, like a really good supportive unit. It is cool to see how they have changed the Mothership. For those wondering, the invisibility cloak is now a spell that the Mothership does cast instead. It isn't just a default aura around it. But again, it is also cheaper. Meanwhile, across the map, oof. Zealot Run by takes down a hatchery. herO is still in this. He's just building up his High Templar count. A lot of storms are available here for herO as he's pushing onto creep. But there are a lot of lurkers waiting for him. Can Dark bring together a defense? He's on 3 Infestors, 2 Vipers, with his Fungals and Parasitic Bombs. The lurkers are able to keep up. Again, without Tempest, we can't really answer these lurkers. That's the problem here with herO's army, as he can't really push into lurkers anytime soon. As long as Dark is able to keep up, herO can't push in. As here, he's trying to outposition Dark, but Dark is keeping up at every turn. As herO is just posturing, there we go. The power bombs are thrown down. Big storms on the lurker army. Oh, but the fungal growth as well locks down one of those Void Rays. And the power bomb got rid of all the shields on these Void Rays as well. And we have more where that came from. Decent storm on the ramp. Gonna take down a lurker. Take down a second lurker. Yeah, herO was finally able to outposition Dark and does lay siege on this base, getting a couple of workers, getting some damage done. But here we go, the army comes in, we do get a yoink on the Mothership, but the Mothership up does not escape. Does go down. Dark's just waiting for his reinforcements. Now herO is getting a 5th base up and running behind this. It's not operational yet, but it's getting there. Oh, as Dark does get on the high ground. Just pinning herO in. herO's just going to push forward. He does catch some lurkers. But a massive fungal and a power bomb combo as well, and these Void Rays are gonna get shut down. Oh my god! The chain fungals! Every single Void Ray falls. At the same time, Prism slips into the main base. Big Zealot Warp into the main is gonna wreak havoc. This does force some of the army back, but the lurkers keep on pushing. This is a bold move by Dark. Lurkers are on their own. We're getting back into Tempest. Massive spine shots go off. High Templar are going down. Oh, the High Templar, no! We can't push in, no! Oh, every High Templar bar 1 falls. Again, pushing up into lurkers is not something this army can do. And herO has just lost far too much, and this means we are going to the ace match. The Zealots across the map are doing what they can, and they're getting damage done, don't get me wrong. But the bases have been broken. The army has been broken. And we are going all the way to Game 5. Mothership doing what it can, but GG gets called, and Dark ties it up 2-2. GG. GG, well played. And really, this is the only way it could end a Game 5, as it usually does with Dark versus herO. I mentioned earlier that this is a rematch from previous KSLs. It was in the previous 2 weeks of KSL, or even, I think, previous 3 weeks of KSL. We had Dark be the champion, we had herO be the champion, but when those when those results came in, it was all the way to the ace match. You know, Dark, he went all the way to Game 5 against herO, and he won a couple of weeks ago. herO did the same, going all the way to Game 5 against Dark, winning there as well. But now, who's going to be the victor? Who is going to come out on top between Dark and herO this week in KSL number 30? Again, these two go back and forth, and it's really unpredictable. It's really unpredictable as to who's going to be the champion this week. Just going to be making sure we set up the correct races. But I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. I am ready for it, and it looks like the players just need a little bit of time to themselves to prepare here for the finals. I don't blame them. Don't blame them. It's been a very intense final, so they need some time, Poppy. They need some time. Also, I'm just gonna quickly check here. What were the? Oh my God! I was gonna say, what were the predictions looking like? Heavily in favor of Dark, 91% in Dark's favor. My God, predictions were crazy. A lot of faith here, a lot of faith. We'll see if we get a big payout for the people that had faith in herO, or if it does go the way of Dark, does go the way of the popular vote. We'll see, we'll see. Game 5 is going to be on Alcyone. Alcyone will be our final game for this series, which does mean that Radhesset Station and Equilibrium were vetoed alongside some of the other maps as well. What were the other two? There was 4 maps vetoed in total. Golden Aura, that's the other one. Yeah, makes sense. Yep. So Radhesset Station, Equilibrium, Golden Aura, and what's the last one that I'm missing? We played on Hard Lead. We played on the others. Is anyone what's left? It's not coming to me, Pop. It's not coming to me. We played on Hard Lead, played on Side Delta, Oceanborn, Solaris. There's another one that I'm thinking of. Or am I thinking of it? Oh my God. Just showing my support for Dark, not necessarily that he'll win. Hashtag Dark's big meaty hand. Yeah, Tater. He knows, Poppy. He knows. Let's go. Oh. So we are getting into our next game. Again, on Alcyone. Players are back. Again, they needed a little bit to themselves to just get some water and to take a break. But now we have Game 5. Game number 5 is coming up next. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Alcyone, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing CranKy Gaming. It's the South Korean Zerg player. It is Dark. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the other South Korean player, the South Korean Protoss, also representing CranKy Gaming. It is herO. Here we go. Ooh. Again, this map can be a very turtley map as well. We have seen quite a lot of all-ins fail on Alcyone just because of how defensible this triangular third base can be, and how defensible this fourth base can be as well. It can be very awkward to be overly aggressive and to try to break the defending player. On top of that, the expansion patterns can be very interesting. We won't be seeing this base being taken anytime soon, but you can mine out these mineral patches and expand over towards the right hand side. Whether you're the Protoss or the Zerg, you can try to head in that direction if you wish. So yeah, it's just another interesting feature of this map. For now, Dark is forced to take the unnatural natural, taking the linear third base instead of the triangular third. That probe is just being as annoying as possible across the map, just forcing some inefficient mining here in the main base of Dark. Oh. As herO is just getting into his gate nexus into Cybercore. So a delayed Cybercore, a greedier opener here from herO. And things are going to be settling down here in the ace match. Thankfully, there's no 12 pool, no 15-15. Nothing too crazy in the early game. Everything's looking as it should. Outside of herO being a little bit more economic, but of course, Dark does confirm that with this Overlord Scout. Let's confirm what is going on. And it is in fact going to be a Stargate opener. Okay, I mean, there is a lot of like dead space you can maneuver around here as well on this map. So herO is looking to take advantage of that, getting into that Stargate. Going to be going for, initially, Oracles. From here, we can go into a couple of different directions. We should be seeing a third base, but as we have already seen this series, herO has the ability to rush into a Fleet Beacon and rush into something like Tempest. But it is unlikely that we see that multiple times in one series. Unlikely that we're going to be seeing herO do anything crazy of that nature. As Dark is just saturating his bases, we have our initial lings on the way. As Dark does slip in for a scout, does bypass the first adept, and he does get a full scout of the main base, confirming, oh my god! Confirming the Oracle as he gets a surround on the adept here, a bit of a mistake from herO. Losing an adept this early on, it will make it that much more difficult to take a third. Yeah, Dark is going to be moving out, Ling speed is about to kick in. Again, it's not like Dark is link flooding or anything like that. He's just looking to get an eye on the third base and delay it if possible. There we go. The Lings have arrived. Oracle moves out across the map, looking for some economic damage. Back at home, we have 2 queens in the main base for Dark. We also have 2 queens at the third base of Dark as well. So he has the tools that he needs to defend. He should be able to keep up. Oh, as herO ignores the queens, he does get 1, 2, 3 drone kills. He takes a lot of hits to the face, and the Oracle barely makes it out alive. But he gets 3 drones, and the Oracle survives. So a risky maneuver out of herO. It means that he has to be that much more careful with this Oracle. Third base finally being taken. It was delayed quite a bit from herO, but he does get it up and running nonetheless. Adept is in position, and the Oracles will stay at home. The weakened Oracle stays at home, and the other 2 will move out. And we have a much more standard follow-up, a Twilight Council and a Forge. So we're not going for a tech-heavy style like we did on Side Delta. This will be for +1 and either Blink or Charge. Meanwhile, the first 2 Oracles make their way across the map. So 3 drones go down in the main. Once again, a good drive-by here from herO. He does take a lot of hits to the face, but he keeps the Oracles alive, and they're going to be able to regenerate those shields. Able to get even more damage as time goes on. Again, Darky's just been defending. He's just been droning and deflecting or trying to deflect these Oracles. Nothing too fancy from our Zerg player. It's herO that's been taking up. He's working on 6 gateways on 3 bases. And he will soon be active with his Blink Stalkers. As Blink is on the way, and we have that Prism on the way as well. Uh-oh. This is something that I haven't seen in quite some time. But we're throwing down additional gateways. Initially it was 6, now we're going up to 7. I haven't seen an 8 gates all in like a month, maybe just over a month. That could be the direction that we're headed in. We'll see if additional gateways are thrown down. As herO is still saturating his third. And here we go. Now that the Prism has arrived, we're going to be sending everything across the map. A very committed push here from herO, and will Dark have enough? Again, 7 gateways in total. He has the War Prism to reinforce. Oracles as well to support. The army has been spotted. Ooh, and Dark techs up even further. He throws down Infestation Pits. But really, right now, we need an army. He's got plenty of roaches. We have more Lings in production. Good target firing. 2 Oracles go down instantly. A very good start here for Dark, but we have another big warping of Stalkers behind this. herO trying to force his way through, and Dark, has he been caught with his pants down? Was he taking up a little bit too much? It looks like that is maybe the case. As a lot of roaches are going down. Good blinks out of herO. He's just keeping the pressure up, keeping the pressure on. Yeah, and Dark is bleeding out too many high-tech units. The boys have to be pulled. But this may just be it. 5 drones go down. GG gets called. It's just too much. And herO, with his 7 gates all in on 3 bases, overwhelms Dark, and he will be this week's KSL champion. GG. GG, well played. An interesting variation, actually. So herO, he went for less gateways, but he went for a Robo for War Prism instead, and he was able to just snowball out of control, just completely catching Dark off guard. Remember, Dark, he was working on a 4th base, he was working on an Infestation, but he was thinking further ahead. He was working on +1 range, not +1 melee, and he was caught out by herO. GG. Congratulations to herO for becoming this week's champion. My condolences to Dark. He did well for himself, going all the way to the ace match, but alas, did fall in Game 5. And yeah, really good series, a really fun series overall, really back and forth. And what's important is that we got a lot of variety. We got a lot of variety from our players. We got so many different all-ins. We had like a Tempest Rush. We had Blink DTs. We rushed into Blink DTs, which was a crazy way to start the series, and it's not something we see very often at all. We saw Dark himself go for his own timings. Remember, Oceanborn was a bit of a highlight for me. Dark going for a Ling Hydra all-in on Oceanborn was wild. And of course, we had the Queen all-in that was on Hard Lead. Again, very back and forth, very aggressive styles and aggressive play. We even got to see more of a late game on Site Delta. So quite a lot out of this series. But congratulations to herO. My condolences to Dark. But even though Dark may have fallen here in the ace match, he'll win next week. Again, they go back and forth, you know, they do go back and forth, and I'm sure Dark will get his revenge the next time they face. Meanwhile, I hope everyone in the chat enjoyed themselves. Hope everyone did enjoy themselves in the chat. As this is not our only broadcast today, we have some more later on. A World Team League is in a couple of hours. Looking at the calendar, 6 hours. In 6 hours time, we're going to be casting World Team League here on the CranKy Ducklings. So if you are unsatiated, if you want some more StarCraft, we got you covered. We got you covered with some WTL action. Let me just double check, but tonight is going to be Matcherino Esports against Afrika Freaks. Oh, that's going to be a close one. That's going to be a very back and forth series. And we're also going to be casting Starlight Twinkle versus Psystorm Gaming. Oh my god. Some spicy matchups there as well. I am looking forward to it. Make sure to get your bets, or to place your predictions for WTL in our Discord server, as we do aggregate predictions in our Discord for WTL specifically. We do keep track of them over the course of the season, so don't forget to get your predictions in our Discord. Regardless, thank you so much for watching, thank you so much for your support. Congratulations to those that did, of course, win the predictions. And Yeah, we're gonna be done for tonight. If you enjoyed the broadcast, if you want some more, socials in the chat. We'll give you links to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. Haley, why are you funaraing me? It's 5 p.m. He's going to go. I'm very tempted to go to bed right now. I mean, like, I could stream, but it's probably not a good. I haven't had breakfast. It's 5 p.m. and I woke up and I went straight to casting, so I need to get some food. And I would like to get a little bit of sleep, maybe a bit of a nap before the cast. But we'll see what happens. Well, I'm not going to stream. I'm not streaming today. Regardless, again, we have plenty of links to our social media if you want. We upload to our YouTube channel on a daily basis, and you can support us on Patreon. Speaking of supporting us on Patreon, !KSL in the chat. If you want to support the Korean Starcraft League, you can support them on Patreon as well, as this event is completely funded by the community for the community. So check out the KSL Patreon, !Matcherino in the chat. If you wish to support the KSL via Matcherino instead, you do have the option available. Whether it's Patreon or Matcherino, you can go for either one. Otherwise, follow us, because we do cast KSL on a weekly basis. Every single week we have some Korean on Korean action, and who doesn't love watching that? No one. Everyone loves it. As we are going to be heading off for now. Again, in 6 hours we have some WTL, so see you soon for some World Team League. Otherwise, thanks for watching, thanks for the support, and we'll see you guys next time for World Team League. Until then, bye. Hasta luego. Bye.